Well, preventing lung cancer one lap at a time. Mainers are gearing up for the Indoor Insanity 5K in Waterville coming up on Sunday.
The goal is not only to get some good exercise, but to raise money to get radon out of Maine homes. Here to tell us more is the executive director of the Maine Indoor Air Quality Council, Christy Crocker. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
This sounds like a lot of fun and kind of unique. So tell us more about how the Indoor Insanity 5K works and how this event got started in the first place.
So the Indoor Insanity event is just a 5K indoors. It's up at Colby College this year. It really accommodates everybody of all running levels, from the fastest runners to those that are just learning to run, and to people who want to just come and walk the race. And we started this race event about 10 years ago, and 100% of the race fees are used to fix radon problems in low-income Maine homes. So radon is such a big issue here in Maine, and we're the Indoor Air Quality Council doing an indoor event, so it's like a perfect fit.
And that's so important to get the word out, because I got to be honest with you, until I bought a house maybe about 8 years ago, I seriously had no idea what radon was. They said if you had a radon test, I'm like, what? And then we had to go in and they had to put the pipe down in the basement or whatever to actually air it out. And that's something really to get the word out, because I'm sure a lot of people still don't know about radon.
They probably don't, and we're working very hard to make that happen, not just us, but a bunch of organizations in the state. And the reason it's such a big issue is, number one, it's the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers, and the #2 cause of lung cancer nationwide. And here in Maine, we have such a huge risk of lung cancer induced by radon, and we just have high radon levels throughout the state, higher than many, many other states.
Do you know why that is, or are there studies looking into why that is the case in Maine?
So the radon comes from the natural breakdown of the bedrock underneath us, and we just have bad luck. We happen to have granite bedrock under most of the state, and as that bedrock degrades, there's little radioactive particles that actually come out of the rock. It's everywhere. It's indoors and outdoors. It's just when you put a building on top of the ground, it gets trapped indoors, and that's when people get exposed to it by breathing it in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What does it causes cancer? But
yeah, lung
any
cancer.
Other lung cancer, any other diseases or anything else like that, or just lung cancer?
Just lung cancer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell us more about your mission, your group, and everything you do year-round besides the 5K to help the community.
Yeah. We're a small nonprofit. Our mission is education, communications, and advocacy for healthy indoor spaces. So we do education, communications, and advocacy. We do events for professionals who provide services to the public. We answer questions from the public all day long. We have a very extensive website with lots of information for how to design, construct, operate, and maintain buildings of all types, homes, schools, businesses, to prevent indoor air quality problems, as well as know how to address them when they do occur.
What can homeowners do to prevent radon from being in their homes, or landlords out there that might own apartment buildings and things like that?
Well, #1 is to test. You don't know if you have high radon levels unless you actually do a test, and testing is really, really easy, both for homeowners or for landlords or for anybody managing buildings of any size. And we know from the data in the state that 1 in 3 homes is likely to have a radon problem. In Cumberland County, it's 2 in 3 homes are likely to have a radon problem. So starting with a test is really simple and easy. Many of the labs have free radon test kits, and they just provide a small fee for the service of analyzing the results.
You mentioned that all the proceeds from the 5K go to mitigating radon in low-income homes. How does that process kind of work? Do people reach out to you? Do you go in and do testing? How do you identify who needs this service?
Yeah, we usually either find people through the Maine State Radon Section, which is the state agency that's involved in managing radon issues here in the state. Often just from community advocacy, and a lot of times people reach out to us as a result of the publicity that we get from the Indoor 5K. So we have some testing that we can do for low-income people, and then when we do find people with low-income, who have radon issues, we're able to work with them to help them find the resources to try to mitigate.
That's great. You talked about where radon came from. How do we get it out of our homes? I mean, explain the science behind how it just sucks up. It's like an exhaust pipe or something?
It is. I mean, the radon's coming up through your house. It's probably coming up through the basement and then going up and out through the house. You've probably heard the term stack effect. So radon sort of rides that wave to come into the house and then go up and through and out of the house. So what you do is you dig a little hole down through your basement. You put a pipe down in it. You put some crushed rock in there, and then you put the pipe running up and out of the house, probably with a small fan, somewhere. And what that does is it creates just enough suction so that the radon goes into the pipe and up the pipe and out of the house, as opposed to going up and drifting through the house where people are going to breathe it in.
Let's talk about the fun stuff. How much fun is this event, coming up on Sunday? How long have you been, involved with this?
So this was my brainchild. It was one of Christy's middle of the night ideas, which is when I get my weirdest ideas. But it's just been so much fun being able to do this. The people that come to this event are so grateful to have a place to come in and run, and it's just different than every other 5K that's available here in the state. People think we're crazy to be running an indoor event in the middle of the winter, but it's actually perfect. And I never realized, I'm not a huge runner, but I do run, and I do find that running around the track is just, it's just great. You're talking to people as you go along, the music and the fun and all the people who are at the event, and we do 3 or 4 heats, so there's people always cheering for people on, and it's just a really nice, comfortable, fun event for runners and walkers of all levels.
And was your idea to put the word insanity into it? That makes it kind of
Yeah,
fun, right?
yeah,
Even better, right?
Well, we were running in circles.
Hey, climate control is nice too,
You
right?
just said 25 times around
Yes.
is a 5K.
Yes.
All right, see, that's a nugget of the day. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
25 times around.
Yep.
All right, so it is not sold out, which is great, but
Right.
let everybody know, you mentioned online registration ends tonight, is that correct?
That's correct, but we do take walk-in registrants as early as 7:30 on Sunday morning up at Colby College in their field house.
Yeah, Colby College, that's a great facility
It's
too. so.
beautiful.
That's awesome.
Absolutely
And
beautiful.
Also, just real quick, are there other resources available for people if they want to learn more about radon and maybe get a kit to test?
Yes, they certainly can either reach out to us and we'll connect them with the test kit, or they can go on to the website of the Maine State Radon section through the Maine CDC. So if someone just wants to search in their search bar for Maine State Radon section, there's a whole series of tip sheets about radon. There's a whole listing of labs that are certified by the state where they can go and get test kits.
Yep.
And also has a list of people who are registered and qualified to be able to install systems.
Great.
One last thing I wanted to ask, we have like 10 seconds. Is it a law that you have to have a radon test to buy a home?
It
here in
is
Maine?
not law that
It's
you
not
have to have
law.
a radon. The only required radon testing is in rental properties. Landlords are required to test their rental properties.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all of the important information, and it sounds like such a fun event coming up on Sunday.
It is fun. I'll see you both on Sunday.
That's right. And it sounds
He's the
insane.
runner
I know.
in the Arc Maine family.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.